One of the things in my life that makes me the person, makes me the success I am, and makes me think how I do today, was I started life as an electrician in Gisborne on the East Coast, with a little company called Gisborne Electrical. The owner of the business was a gentleman called Bob Niemiec. Very important detail, Bob was Polish and was a prisoner of war during the Second World War. Bob had such a high set of ethics and values in what he did. He was the most honest person I've ever met, the hardest working person I've ever met. When I did my apprenticeship, we had to arrive at work at 7:30 to sweep all the vans and wash all the vans before the tradesmen arrived at 8. And Bob could never understand why you would moan or not finish the job. And it wasn't until I left Bob and left the apprenticeship I realised, as well as being hard-nosed and really driven, he was also the most generous man that I'd ever met. I never ever missed a rugby practice, and I could never figure out why. But on a Tuesday and a Thursday night, for some reason, some magical thing would happen, and we'd finish the job at 4:45, and then we'd drive in the high-ass van to the rugby club. Interestingly enough, Bob never forgot to put my bike, a push bike, in the back of the van. We'd take it out and I'd have rugby practice. And what I learned from Bob was that the value of hard work, the value of honest hard work, and it was just such a spectacular thing to learn. And I have, in all my life, never forgotten those values that Bob gave me. The other thing that I learned is I spent a lot of time working in the book publishing industry. I owned a book publishing company for a number of years. And the risk in book publishing is huge. You might have the greatest author in the world with the greatest story in the world, but you really can't guarantee who will buy the books. So the risk and reward elements of business are amazing. You have to do all the research on marketability, on market size, on branding before you spend the money. And what I learned there was that if you do the research, you can minimize the risk, but you can only minimize the risk. There is always a risk, and you always have to have another measure to make sure that indeed you cover yourself financially. Hey, I've really enjoyed doing this content and getting it to you, and I hope you've enjoyed and also maybe learned a bit as we go along. One thing about being a business coach is you never stop learning, so it'd be really great for me if you could like on Facebook or even link up on LinkedIn. Look forward to meeting with you in the future. Kerry Wood, Business Coach.